are G2, so that's not looking too shabby. They're playing a fair amount of Anubis as well, but I think that's going to be high variance at present for all concerned, perhaps unless you're M80. And into the match we go, straight into Inferno. No P250s. P250 watch is empty-handed on the T side.
4 players on A for the CT side of G2. Leaving Marvs with all the heavy lifting on the B side of the map, but that's okay. That's okay. That's the calculation. Heavy God has found VSM. The headshots. Can't smile if you have been shot in the head.
Unless you're smiling before you got shot in the head, then you'll probably be smiling forever. Unless you got shot in the mouth, then fair. I don't know what you call that. Maybe you've gone too far with this. I blame you. 3 players rotating over towards B as Mobs gets close to the smoke. Maybe looking for some body blocking. Oh, does he swing with the flash? He's low. Why not have a go? Traded by Snow. 4 on 3. Could be worse for G2. They'll have 2 players per site for the time being. But again, the pistol's just about the headshots. paiN crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Good util, but still taking more bullets in the face. Hunter buying a few precious seconds for his team now. Important he stays alive on the site, delays the bomb plant. MATYS through the smoke will catch Pyria, leaving bigazera in a 1 versus 3 now. 25 seconds to do what he can. Definitely needs a reload though. There's less incentive for G2 to peak now as the bomb plant pressure gets higher and higher. Heavy God rounding the corner from Banana as well. And this gets close to impossible for bigazera. He's got to go for the fake there. That was the 1 kill that maybe he needed the most, but he won't get it this time.
Well, that's a good start then for the G2 lads. Gosh. Dollies rise up. Nice clean shots on the defense as well from G2, so hitting some of those early connections. I think is he not happy? He's not happy. Banana smoke, 3 players there for CT side. G2 will double molly the logs.
Extra fire.
Or the barrels, I suppose. They're barrels now. Do you call them barrels instead of logs, or is it forever logs?
I always refer to the original callings. But I mean, you know, you think twice sometimes because there are calls of car where there is no car. So with, you know, every day new people are picking up the game. Eventually someone's going to say, there is no car. What do you mean car?
I know, you kind of, it's like, it was just a whole gaslight operation going on. It's a psyop that we're performing here. No, it is. They are logs, not no barrels there.
Yeah, then we become gaslighters.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm highlighting this. I think this is kind of a problem. At what point is it historic and at what point is it manipulation?
What point are the devs just trolling? Why don't we remove the car and put only wood here?
There's a solution, I suppose. You could just write the name of the thing on the thing, so the barrels will just have like barrels written on.
Well, there's coffin graffiti on the B bomb site, so here and there.
Coffin, yes. Graveyard, church, construction. Yeah. Which one of these things is it? Like,
that's actually,
it can't be all at the same time.
I do a fair amount of map testing with MapCore. Shout outs to MapCore. And it is quite a useful thing when it's like an orange box map to just have labels of areas. It just makes the test way easier if you just have just big blocky letters of, like, you know, mid or what, not mid, I mean whatever the area is called. Otherwise it's very hard to find any coordination.
CT is looking to fight here. They've got the MP9s, the FAMAS. So taking a fight is something that is potentially better than waiting for the AKs to come to you. But it's not looking so good so far. MATYS is getting exploderized by the oncoming HE there. Hunter is sandbags, which is still sandbags. And paiN look to kind of re-hit this position. They have top mid presence still as well, so they can still kind of work the map a little bit. This fight will be key. It's a huge pick. Hunter, a multi-frag here would go hard, but it has to be a multi-frag to save the round, really. And he's going to get eliminated, and now that is a clean entrance to the B site. The bomb does need to get picked up, but I don't think that's too much of a problem.
Seeing that from Hunter's POV is utterly outrageous. We know Snow is low. He swings so wide, like Hunter sees both of them and then just gets utterly deleted. Ferrari peak and then some. This is a very important round for paiN to collect early because they are bringing the paiN to G2. Financial pain. Stimulus package is nowhere close for the squad. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to expect from this particular matchup. Of course, I think for many G2 will be a favorite, but what is how much space is there between, perceived space is there between these two teams? Wouldn't imagine it's a canyon. Hunting going on. See if they can eliminate a few more weapons.
Terrorists win.
Nice. How are you feeling about this one so far, James?
I just said.
Yeah, but I
don't know
mean,
what to expect. But, you know, like sometimes I think in the previous match, that game of Nuke, I think it was clear in that matchup, very much so, Gaming Gladiators must win the first map. Otherwise, they are going to get dunked on Nuke. And that's exactly what happened. But here, for me, this matchup is a little more mysterious. I mean, we have the history of G2 basically winning every matchup, but from last year to this year, paiN win a few more rounds, sometimes get to double figures. I mean, the Inferno in February was 13-10 in G2's favor. So there is opportunity. Mirage was 13-9. So yeah, I mean, they're not a million miles away, paiN. And that's the same maps that we have for this series as well. So they've got immediate learnings that they can apply to this. So I mean, you can look at that in two ways. Like paiN can take some learnings from that and get a bit closer. But hey, G2 could also take some learnings from that and get a bit further away. But I think we're in a good middle ground of unpredictability where either of those things can happen. And we just have to wait to find out. So G2, with that round that paiN just won, have been unable to pull away quickly at the beginning of Inferno, which means we've got a real match.
Well, that's good. I was more going for an emotional check-in, but you gave me all the analysis.
I don't really have emotions, Dan. I'm kind of...
Oh, I see.
A little bit dead.
Okay, well,
completely, completely.
Malbs is on the way to dead, potentially, as well. I mean, he's down to 59 HP. We've got the T side, paiN looking to target the speed bomb sites. Assistance is rapidly making its way forwards, and now with that kill in apartments, you got to go. If you're paiN into this B site, Malbs will be sent backwards, and the entry will be had. Hunter, got the MP9. There might be a moment to go forward. He tries with Malbs, but it's Malbs to die. And, this is not looking good right now for the G2 side. paiN with a very solid entry to B. They're going to get the bomb plant, and there is some retake utility available, but I don't know. The numbers are not looking good here. It is vastly in favor of paiN in its 4v3.
paiN had some very interesting utility, but was not able to get close enough to the site to stop that bomb from being planted. So there isn't much to pursue here, really. It's a difficult position for them because they want to survive with 3. They got close enough to lose more. But again, there's just too many guys there. If they got there again, if paiN gets there before the bomb is planted, and he gets some nades towards default, if they can stop or delay that plant, then things get interesting. But he couldn't get there in time, and they awkwardly lost an extra man. And I'll take that back. I'm not dead at all, actually. It's just I'm very calm. I have very stable emotions, unless provoked. But apart from that, I'm pretty chill.
What if they're all repressed, actually? There's like a box inside of you, and one day you do something terrible.
No. I'll just go swimming or sit in a steam room to remove the pent-up stuff. So yeah, I'm super calm.
All right.
I'm a rock. But like a pebble-type rock, like I'm smooth.
You've experienced erosion, gradual erosion.
No jagged edges, but blunt force if necessary.
Like pebbles are mostly used decoratively, but moving on, we've got some paiN looking to make his way down the apartments, but just get denied. So this is nice to get at least one out of this, but unfortunately the A site's completely unlocked now. Doesn't seem though as paiN is as though they're super confident, because they could be players hiding on the site. Now they're getting this information that should give them the confidence to move forwards into A. Snow with a nice spray. And maybe MATYS can just, save a gun here. There's not really all that much else to do.
Bomb has been planted.
So your nickname was DDK, right? Your gamer tag, which is your initial.
Well, it kind of still is, I feel like.
So, but like, did you have one before that, or was it always DDK?
When I was 11 years old, it was Rage.
That's like the opposite of you.
I know.
Rage. Okay. Were there any others?
No, that was it, really. That was it.
I think the longest one I had was Toaster.
Terrorists win.
Because I
Toaster?
I liked chrome toasters. Do you know what? I never had one. I looked at them in catalogs and I thought, oh, wouldn't those be nice? So my gamer tag was Toaster, but at some point I felt like I leveled up. So I made myself Captain Toaster. And then a friend of mine made me a piece of art that it was a picture of a toaster with an army helmet on it, which if you look at my Steam profile, you can find it in the pictures. My Captain Toaster logo, but I didn't want to be, can you imagine? DK and Captain Toaster? Like, no, I just went with Bard Elf.
Well, the funny thing is that when we started casting, originally, you were like, oh, that DDK thing seems good. I imagine, or like, I don't know, I think you wanted to kind of figure it out because you were worst Skeef ever in Street Fighter, which I guess you must have thought that doesn't translate as well.
Well, yeah, that was specifically for Street Fighter, just did tongue-in-cheek from the arcade days playing Zangief, yeah. So that wasn't, I didn't want that to exist like outside of the FGC, really. So yeah, maybe
what you did was you went to JZFE, which is your initials, but then no one could remember or understand what it was. So then the memes started to happen, actually.
Oh, do you think that's why people just said Black DDK?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the origin of it.
Oh, so it's self-inflicted.
Exactly, yeah.
That all makes sense now. Yeah, I just didn't really want a nickname. I just want to be me, There's a lot of people like with silly nicknames, and I do not want to be one of them. What do you want to be remembered by? Is a question you should.
But doesn't
ask
it make
yourself.
so much sense now because they just used my name and they made it, a bit racial, but it's all in good jest.
Yeah, it is. Heavy God has been completely outmaneuvered, and help is not going to be on the way. This is unfortunate. VSM looking to clean out the third. Maybe got some sound cues for Hunter, who probably wants to hold on to this. This is a difficult round for G2. I mean, a difficult start to Inferno on the CT side. It was looking promising at the beginning, but with 6 rounds to expire, they will only have 2 of them, which is going to maybe take them by surprise. Some early issues here for G2.
It really is a rough situation for sure. paiN have been playing really well on their T side. I think I generally have been very impressed by them, and they're a team that I I really, really enjoy a lot. I just like all the pieces that they have. You know, a mixture of the personality, but also just the capabilities. You know, VSM, a great rifler, you know, anchors really effectively. And when you look at him, he's clearly like a vibes guy as well. Like he's someone that has a lot of chemistry with the team. I think Big Sarah also has a lot of positivity and chemistry with the team. Snow as well, high energy player. You know, you've got NQZ, who is, you know, that more, I guess, like archetypal, more calculated AWP player that's also got a great ceiling to him. And then Peria's got incredible mechanics as well. So it's just like they're chock full of talent. They got the vibes and the talent.
Oof. That was much needed from Molbs. VSM still smiling, just perma smile. I think it was Inferno where a chicken blocked a door, which caused Rops to die in a match. Wonder if he's fixed his car. His big fast pork. Just showing like the side of the foot there. But Mobs is finding all the angles he needs. He will be in pursuit. Vintage play on Inferno. Still 3 players for the CTs on B as we head to the 30-second mark. That'll start to rotate and collect the players on the A bomb site as well. More help required, but they weren't expecting Hunter, who can stay alive now as help comes from the other side. But will it come fast enough? VSM looking for the reinforcements and finding them around the smoke. 15 seconds to get this bomb planted.
Where are these 2 players? All guesswork. Okay, here's the steps now up to mechanics, but some paiN just quickly takes them down and a smile for the anticlimax. Again, it's hard to catch VSM not smiling. Doesn't really matter what's going on. I just love that. You know, I'd love to see this team on LAN actually, because you know that's always I think one of the most fun things for me. You know, at a major where you get to see the in-person sort of personality really coming through in that environment, where the teams are like close to each other and the, you know, the cameras are on them, and you know you really get to hear. You know, get these like amazing storylines coming just from the character of the players. We have a close one on our hands now, 3-4.
Could never with these charms. I'd find so distracting. Hanging off the front of the gun or the side. These pop flashes have been very effective for G2. Time and again, paiN are getting caught. They can fully take banana, then maybe they can set up an anti-flash position for one of their teammates, but that is really helping G2 catch up. Gazira left in isolation now. VSM started to make his way over, but before he could get there, he will be taken. That does buy some extra time for G2 with the util they have left. Well positioned on the A bomb site. They still have the AWP with some paiN as well. He could go for a late push on short if he fancies looking for some information later on.
Nice setup there in pits. Heavy God able to protect. Some paiN on the AWP. Some paiN looks expectantly. The flash very responsibly thrown there by paiN. Forces him off the position. And now encroaching onto the site. But just 3 players. It's not a lot to work with. Trying to find the entries now. Some paiN gets caught in the site. And this is a great cleanup. Wow, 3 kills back to back. MATYS able to trade for the 2 versus 2. But this is great work from paiN. Still on to win this one. Pyria is close, looking for the multi-kill. As they dart through the smoke here, Pyria is spraying wildly. Does catch some damage onto MATYS. As the tap is made, the pressure is on. Pyria not buying it. Forcing another tap here. He's going to have to respect that one, starting to close the distance. Another tap comes through as Pyria makes his play known, and that's a great finish to the round for paiN. 3 versus 5. That was a great take of the A site.
Yeah, that's a brutal one for G2, but they did such a good job, did paiN, of isolating the pit player, eliminating that crossfire. 2 players to deal with on the bomb site, but handily dealt with those, and then understood the urgency to go and find that pit player before the reinforcements came in through long. Really well focused were paiN on that one. Knew everything that needed to be done immediately. No hesitation from one thing to another. And again, making things difficult for G2. That's a key round to win. From a tough position also. Solving the puzzle and breaking the defense. Leaving them with a very ropey half-buy.
I'm enjoying watching paiN's success here for now. G2 stacking onto the A side. They kind of have to gamble. Danger Man is Malbs. He is on B, though, by himself. So the idea there is, you don't want to go into the rifle they have. And you might assume there'll be players to help defend that. So he should be able to scare them away from the B site and force them into the stack. That's really the plan. There will be contact made potentially with Malbs, who is in a bit more of a defensive spot. He's now smoked. And is that smoke a fake? Is there nothing behind that, or is there everything behind that? It's very hard to know. And the only problem here, James, is if paiN leaves himself no time to work with.
Yeah. These are the tough ones, and mollies are really important in late round plays like this. They've got just the one, but maybe, oh dear. There will be a second one. They smoke on library, but they are thinning the numbers now. That's a really important frag. 15 seconds, and they're comfortable with this timing. Malbs definitely needs to find a place to hide. I don't know if you've played prop hunts in CS2, but basically you spawn as a prop, like a barrel or a cone or a plant pot or something, and I think you can roll the dice 2 or 3 times to change your prop, and then you've got to go somewhere and try and hide on the map while people run around trying to figure out what's the thing that doesn't stand out and shoot it, and you can run and drop flashbangs and try to disappear and hide somewhere else. It's really fun. That's something that CS...
I've not had the pleasure.
That's something that CS needs. Limited time events. That is a huge thing which is missing. I have a whole monologue to say about this. When there is time.
Go on then.
There's not enough time. I need like at least 10 minutes. I've got a lot of things to say.
Well, 6-3 is a score, as paiN, I think, are looking very comfortable. I think it's fair to say. G2 looking for answers in this timeout. See if they find any. I do love when a T side, let's say in this position where the opponents have taken a timeout, to kind of figure things out, where you kind of throw that really disruptive play in, speed up the pace if you've been playing slow and try to catch them off guard. Can be very successful. But also, if you feel like you've got something that is just working and the opponent might overreact and make the wrong adjustment, then you should just keep doing what you're doing. Banana control battle. Snow takes one in the face. Takes one in the chin.
They're deploying the flashes for the take of top banana. Snow, not a fan of fire. Oh, Big Azera eats a big one. Is anyone there to trade? Snow's off angle, won't work this time. MATYS has been a little nasty on this banana position, and he's going for even more. Dismantling the squad. 3 frags for him. He's on 12 now overall.
Malb's the hero. Absolute hero. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the plan was in the rounds, but yeah, Malb's just took the opportunity to kill everyone. So, I mean, you know, you'll take those every time. There's so much money, though, on the T side. VSM could just try to get a kill here. He could try to just make this hurt a little bit more. And that would be, I think, a great way to finish this round. Is he smiling even right now? He's just. I felt like for a second I saw him just smiling.
He was.
Like, how is this? I thought so. Now I'm just staring at his face. There we go.
That's creepy. You can get put on a list for that. Yeah, you can get kicked off public transport for that.
Good thing I don't take public transport.
Oh yeah, you're in Texas. It probably basically is.
Drive myself. I want my independence, I want my freedom.
Is it a good idea? Is this a good idea to be a passenger in your car? What kind of a driver are you?
I'm actually a good driver. Gamers make good drivers because we practice awareness all the time with like multiple different things. Like, you gotta look at the mini map, you gotta see what your teammates are doing, you gotta shout them, and then you gotta frag out.
Sim racing made me a good and bad driver. Made me a good driver, but like, you know, aggressive. But I have the perception is off the chain. Yeah.
I have to be a good defensive driver because in Texas people drive like maniacs. I don't want to die.
paiN in the apartments of an AWP is quite the play, and VSM is quite the pick. G2 trying to keep the score close between these squads. There is more attention to be had. Oh, look at MATYS. How many can he get from here? Well, he's got a lot of information. And MATYS is here to clean up, looking for a further transfer. More flashes coming his way. But he will run out of jewels to win. 2-on-3 for the remainder of paiN. Getting pushed to the limit by G2 in this round. Oh, perfect timing. The AWP shot just takes Pyria's attention away at the perfect moment for Hunter. And that leaves NQZ rather, to full. That's a really important round for G2. Looking to keep things close as we head into the last round of the first half.
Yeah, in Texas, everyone drives significantly beyond the speed limit. It's not very limited, the speed here, as well.
Yeah, driving in America looks kind of scary to me. Don't look forward to it.
More banana action. paiN really do like to start off with a good attempt at banana control. Some damage onto MALBs. Starting to work on that top mid take now as well. Or are they? It's like they were, but moving back and forth at the moment. They've vanished from the map as far as G2 are concerned. G2 might start to ask questions down banana. They're starting to move forwards. And they are denied information so far. What is paiN doing?
Despite all the rounds paiN have got, MATYS has been so key for the G2 fight back on Banana. That smoke top Banana so far unchallenged will allow 4 players for G2 to defend this takeoff top mid. Hunter needs to trade. He's got to find more than one, but there's just too many people out here and they're too quick on this occasion. It makes it a 4-on-3 with Heavy God. And MATYS in some trouble on this A bomb site. Who looks to strike first? Heavy God tries to run distraction. Drops the bomb carrier and QZ, and MATYS is here. He appears as well. He emerges with good timing. Snow rounding the corner, but can't grab what he needs. And it will be a tied score at halftime as G2 are able to secure one more round at the end.
G2 versus paiN, map 1, second half. 6-6 was the score in that first half. A good showing from both sides. paiN with a pretty great start, but soon it was G2 catching them up, figuring it out, and getting into the flow of things. Going into the second half, we'll have to see which team is able to dominate. Now that we see paiN on the CT side, we'll see if they're able to put up a similar performance to their opponents. As we kick off this pistol here, and for the T side of G2, they're looking to rush Banana. Why not?
Oh, Snow's got so much to do. He will deliver 2. VSM's got some rotating to do as well. NQZ's got some good map control though. And surely one of these 2 remaining players will have to have a look at that. Does that give VSM a little more space currently being looked for but for paiN, but he can't look there forever as NQZ is creeping onto that site. Down he goes. But a distraction is exactly what paiN needed. There's just too many guys, too many angles to cover. Gambles have to be taken. The coin flips won't work out.
Not a fan of coin flips myself.
Did you ever play Pound Up in the United Kingdom?
No.
So Pound Up is a game where you have pound coins and I guess you stand on a line. I don't know how far away from the wall it is, but it's, even. And you got to flick your pound towards the wall. And whoever gets their pound closer to the wall gets to flick all the pounds in the air and call heads or tails. And say they call heads. Whatever lands heads, they get to keep. Whatever doesn't, the other guy flicks up and calls heads or tails. That was Pound Up. In urban London.
Sounds shit, James.
Well, I think it's you're kind of breaking the law because you're not allowed to deface currency or something along those lines, or the Queen's face, rest in peace, whatever it is.
We're all doing it though, aren't we? We're all doing it.
Law breaking.
Well, there's maybe about to be some defacing happening here. AKA headshots. No headshots so far though. Finally, VSM delivers a headshot onto the site. It's going to be an easy cleanup here for the defense. paiN once again. Looking like they're going to start things off quite nicely for themselves. Heavy God would love to get some damage in here, but there's helmets everywhere as well, which doesn't make it any easier with the SMG. Someone's going to give themselves up. Surely. Wow, they're doing a great job, paiN here, just not giving him anything at all.
Yeah, this is a lesson for people at home. How to limit edges. Because all he can do there is try to make someone else have to buy when the next round starts. But they did not allow that to happen. The discipline is good. Very good. That's why we're seeing stronger teams from Brazil. More threats. The Blaze. An overrated skin, if you ask me. Sold mine on the Steam markets. The hypnotic slaps though. Conspiracy. I think the pilot's top one for me. Understated.
Deagles. Sometimes that's all you need. MATYS against VSM. Just gonna fail in the pursuit of his Deagle headshot. A slow roll into mid. They're just looking for picks, James. I don't know how to analyze this.
Yeah, I mean, it's... just need to try and invite the CTs to... Oh, hold on a second. They have picked enough people to have a potential bomb plant here. Now, Pyria will have sound cues that will confirm a needed rotation from Snow. Big Azura will abandon B as well. 10 seconds to get this bomb planted. And it could be a chance to make it worse for Heavy. He's committed to the duel and won't get it. But that's way more than they expected in that round. I mean, again... like some maps lend themselves more to this than others, but having the Deagles on the T side and trying to bait the CTs into engaging in a position where your correction left and right is minimal can be quite useful. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily one of those maps, but that was great work done with the Desert Eagles.
Fast take on this top mid position. And it's there with the quick pressure onto the site. Malb's keeping options open here towards Banana. Big zero. He's trying to clear this. Ah, it's a lazy clear. And Malbs keeps that pivot option alive now. And there's over a minute to play with the space right now that G2 have. They could really make this very difficult for paiN to know what's going on. They're forced to rotate players back to B. And the bomb still hasn't made his decision just yet, but it looks like on the minimap it is going to go to B. And there are 2 players here for the CT side, so paiN are really doing a good job, the best really that they could in the current situation.
Such a tough spot for the CTs. The T's cut noise. You're a man down. You don't have top mid. You've got no space on Banana. So you've got to just put 2 per site unless you choose to gamble. But then the numbers are overwhelming. A big swing. However, that's not the result they were looking for, G2. They have cleared the bomb site, though. Is the rotation too great in a 2-on-3 for paiN to pursue? Just abusing those numbers. Almost went wrong for them, though. That will be round 7
round
for G2. Yeah, that was solid.
So much of it obviously comes down to this moment here where Ikazera is really hungry for information for his team. And he goes a little bit too deep. And, that's the tricky part about it. And, G2 are showing that they can basically have a top mid take that feels very much like A pressure, and it's something where you kind of need to know as the CTs, are we supposed to cheat a player over? What do we do here? And they're going to leave someone there as a lurker or a potential pivot point. So there's something that they just have to be aware of. But it is a great trap that you can make against the CT side if you're successful in your mid pressure, and you kind of force that need for the CTs to confirm what's going on. Because a lot of the times the CT side doesn't want to kind of, let's say, do pop flash plays into top mid, because if they do that and the Ts are just sat there playing anti-flash, they're going to info trap you and then you'll just die, and then now you've lost a round that way as well. So it's a very tough situation, and this is one of the reasons why the top mid control is so important as a fundamental of Inferno.
Good matchup between these 2 squads. First map of the series, Inferno Mirage Overpass. These teams have met on Inferno and Mirage before, both going the way of G2. But a good amount of rounds for paiN. Maybe this time they do better. Double FAMAS out for the CT side. Some powers dropped early on Banana. Mob still standing. He was instrumental on the CT side to deliver better situations for G2. See if he can find something here. Lost the play with no response. Yeah, lots of pop flash swings. Very successful as well. Top Banana from G2 on their CT side. paiN happy to sit further back though, and not give up too much. As the denial of information comes in towards top mid, not being held by the CTs. They're comfortable to sit back and decide where the flash points will be in this round.
The creep continues onto the A sides. MATYS very deep now, looking to swing on through the smoke. And it's a great take at the site. 3 versus 3 retake. And Kizzy is close, but again, blocked off by the smoke, so there's not too much to be done now. their money is very bad. But a 3v3 retake, they got a kit. They got a couple incendiaries, so it feels very doable with some good retake lineups. Timely smoke, though.
It's high risk. If they push it, it's high risk. Only one of these 3 players has a kit. They're going to go for it, though. But that's not the result they were looking for. NQZ maybe trying to keep the T spending money. I don't know if he escapes this scenario anymore. See if he can get far enough away. Perhaps he can. He'll make them pay, though. But that was quite a costly round for paiN. As G2 keep it close. High tension in the first map of this series.
Yeah, G2 showing really good resiliency here, and just, I mean, every time paiN looks like they're comfortable, G2 don't seem to be all that phased, and they find an answer for it. And it's kind of dangerous at this point now because they're taking momentum at a very key point in this first map. NQZ will continue with the M4, A4, and the push is very fast, aggressive stuff. Arch control is taken by force. And the Mac 10s creates the openings that's necessary. A fast one from G2, wiping out the A side of the map.
Yeah, that's quite handy. Much else for the remainder to do, but think about the pressures to come. This will be a good money building round for G2 as well. So important to have that full buy in the hole. So if the CTs are able to stabilize, you can just get back on them immediately. Much for Snow to do here. Certainly wants to hold on to his Kevlar. That may allow him to have more util. You leaning towards the team for victory here on Inferno based on what you've seen so far?
I'm leaning backwards right now, James.
That is where you're leaning. I don't know. I think, historically, you'll always, back of your mind, lean a little towards G2. But it does feel like either team could take it. Let's see then. paiN have splashed the cash to get their buyout. Still have a few nades missing, but they'll have plenty. They'll have quite enough. No sniper in this round. That's such good damage, though, with the HE grenades onto G2. That could certainly pay off later. Bigazira spotting something through the smoke, but not making a connection he was looking for. Some revenge in terms of util damage as well. Everybody softened up towards B.
Malbs, no fear. Into the Inferno. He's going to maintain the presence here for his team, and... Or is he going to go back too? Okay, looks like he's going to go back with the rest of them. Resetting the situation completely. We are going into apartments right now.
I think paiN have to be proactive here, but they have no flashes. So they, it makes it very hard to just make a play somewhere. Maybe they'll have an expendable player. That might be Pyria on this occasion. But if they just stand to a site, I think, it's clear they know that as well. It would just feel too brittle.
Yeah, it runs. You run the risk that we were talking about previously, where you, as a CTs, you need information, but if you try to get the information, it's very easy for the Ts to trap you and just kill you. And if that happens, the round's over. So it's almost better to just gamble stack at a certain stage, which is what they did, because you can, of course, save the guns at least if you're wrong, at the very least. So yeah, that's the theory as to why teams do this so much. But it sucks to be in this position, and it's very well played by G2 to kind of force them into this spot.
A few moments later.
Forever
Literally
alone.
a few moments later.
a long one. So while we have a moment, there was a DHL mailback from Tamino Merck. Hello, lovely casters. I've missed you both casting. How have your lives been? Is Bardolph single? Asking for a friend, Kappa. Firstly, no. Secondly, well, no. Firstly, are you trying to bang? Secondly, no. Thirdly, it's always dudes. And I'm not about that life. So, I don't know. Maybe we could forward his email to someone else. But it's not for me. And also from Patrick, casters, if not for the CS, what would be your job IRL? Before I went full-time esports, I sold and rented commercial property in London along the South Bank. From Waterloo to London Bridge down to Elephant and Castle. That was my stomping grounds. I was an award-winning commercial negotiator. I am the man. I have many talents. So that's what I was doing. Perhaps I would have been bored of that at some point, but that used to be the industrial area of London. So there were lots of warehouse conversions, grain stores and things. It was a great part of the world to be in, actually. And it allowed me to use my personality, which was definitely useful when it came to Counter-Strike. So that was me. There's no time to talk about that, though, as we're back into the round. Round 20 now. G2, 10 to the 9 of paiN. Because 0 down to the 5-7. They've got utility, but they will surely have to make some plays here, paiN. Again, we haven't seen those pop flashes and swings on Banana and so on really on the CT half as we saw from G2. They were very active in that regard. But how do they turn this into a win if they sit back? I worry. We've got Bigger Zero and Spawn. He was in the well position, ready for pop flashes towards B, which means there are only 2 players in position to defend A. But perhaps that's enough with NQZ running distraction now. Can Pyria play off of this?
Big kill to get, and a hard kill to get too. And yeah, this caused a complete stoppage of the push. They've got to figure out how to handle this one. And that's bought so much time for rotation. So it doesn't necessarily get any easier now. Longer G2 waits. They've got to figure this out quickly. And Big Azera, there we go. Unlocked in the library. And they're just stuck. G2 are just stuck in position. Worried about getting peeked from everywhere. And that's exactly what's happening. They had to make a move, but frozen in time, in space. And I mean, that's not how you do this. Some paiN is going to be swinging around the corner here. And he is, I thought he got headshotted before he even peeked. Oh my God, they survived with 4 players from that. That's insane. That one pick from NQZ is shut down everything.
Yeah, I think looking at everything on paper there, that will be a regrettable round for G2. That was an opportunity to break a team who were struggling. But somehow paiN have clawed their way back into this one. They've got 3 AKs all of a sudden on their CT side and the AWP in the hands of NQZ, who's had a quiet game so far. This would be a great time for him to turn up the heat.
Ten scoreline. Getting very, very tense right now on Inferno. More CT util to slow down. Push and make things more awkward here. NQZ retaking the position. A whiff though, and he might get punished. He does. Heavy God gets traded though, so that is something for the CTs at least. Now they're asking questions on Banana, both teams in fact. Oh, CT smoke dropped on Banana, but there's a player ahead of the smoke because Zera's going to be there just to frag out. Using the smoke as an element of surprise here. Holding this position doesn't matter. It's backfired.
Yeah, really high risk. Even if you're doing a little bait there. I don't know how many teams are going to just not check those sandbags, and that allows the numbers to overwhelm the B bomb site. Was that the risk to take? I'm not sure. 2 on 3 though. Make it 1. VSM in a difficult situation. Often good on the clutch on CT, but often while holding the site, not trying to retake it alone. Oh, I don't know. I mean, perhaps a regrettable round previously from G2, but you wonder about that setup on Banana. A CT hiding ahead of a smoke. the nade trajectory telling one story, but also Bigazera was, I think it was Bigazera, was swinging around the sandbags, maybe trying to make his way back to the site. You could see him half in the smoke there. So perhaps some hesitation. They set up for one thing. They were caught doing something else entirely. That was an opportunity lost by paiN.
Aggro banana approach again. Bigazera's out here. He wants to lay down the wrath of this AWP. Big connection. Rewarded early on here. That's the top fragger for the G2 side, MATYS, who is now gone from the round. High value pick.
What is the play? Oh, that's a meaty one. What is the play here? Looking at the util for G2, how much do they need if they want to have a take off top mid later on? Are they compelled to just make a play into B based on what they have? 2 smoke grenades and a molly. Might not be enough to do everything. There could be some util on the floor. Another molly is picked up. I'm not sure if they have enough to do a usual default. They've cut noise. Exchange of positions from the CTs. Then comes over with some more util for B. Quite timely as well. He's rotating into position. Snow holding an off angle. T's creeping through, dancing around the pillar. Nice work. Can VSM help him? Snow collects 2, but the bomb site's taken.
Bigazera firing off the AWP. But are they intimidated? paiN making their way forwards now. The flash for Paul. The sight. Sumpires dodges it. How much is he going to get? Well, it's going to be the CTs here. NQC finishes it off. So needed before paiN. Very important pickup there. Nice retake.
Counter-terrorists win.
That's a tough one, but a successful one. See paiN feeling the frustration now. What a great effort by Snow, though. Driving them crazy. Just squeeze that second frag in before MATYS gets the transfer after dropping VSM. Oh dear. If it works, it works. There's money for the G2 side.
Money.
This is the pick of paiN, Inferno. Mirage, the pick of G2. Overpass, the air would feel very thick if we get to that as a decider. Quite tense, I would imagine, if we get that. But let's see if we do.
Bigazera, Snow at top banana, but in the meantime, it's Pyria to defend the apartments and constrict the options. For the T side, they might not have an easy decision to make now. You know, you've lost a player very early on. You're supposed to gain control of the apartments. You have to assume that the CTs have a setup there now. They don't really have enough to kind of clear it, so they might just end up going B here. When in doubt, rush B. We'll see what they look to do after they collect the bomb here. Minute to go. There's Heavy God. You can see the alerts on the apartments push. That would be a great spot for the CTs to get info from if they were, in fact, in the apartments, but they are not. But paiN doesn't know that. They're not afraid, though.
Oh. He knew to slip past the angle, but he couldn't get enough of it through the wall. And all of a sudden, G2 have been cut to ribbons. Oh, man. Up close and very personal. paiN make it to game points on their pick of Inferno. All the way down to the wire. See if there's anything left for G2. No bomb plant in this one. Oh, yeah, all of that one. And still somehow came out with a headshot. QZ surviving a headshot through the wall. And the money is not looking good, bruv.
It's in a pretty bad place.
It's like they're in a builder's cafe looking for afternoon tea. The menu is just too limited. But hey, they've got a utility to close the distance. They've got a Tech 9. There are plenty of ways to use this. We can roll the years back to the Sanji bursting out of boiler days. There are many viable tools on Inferno.
And KZ will be forced back. Piri is on the pit position as VSM tries to get what he can from the cubby. And the bomb is making its way to B. So they're really trying to fake off of this. This is a fake. Alarm is being sounded. But when will the CTs hear it? Big Azera is going to be watching for this. They're asking questions now. Is it a pause or did they rotate? Nades come out, but the C's already across into the site. Big Azera looking to challenge. He is now with assistance. Snow right behind him. They want to try to stop this one. Coming through to punish the planter. Only able to get one though. They don't deny the plant. 3v3 retake now here for the G2 side. And they are smashing it. Piri, last man standing.
Two low health players. paiN will take it to overtime. There was an interesting scenario towards the end there. I think it was Snow who rotated towards the site, who had an incendiary, and he had two options well, more than two options as to where to throw it, but he chose to throw it towards Banana after two players across. I'm not sure if he had the information, but the other option was to bounce it off the wall and throw it to the default plant. And there's a fair chance it might have stopped that planter from being able to plant the bomb, and then who knows what happens after that. Either way, we'll never know.
We will never know.
Overtime it is. NQZ going deep. Good flash. Challenge for Banana continues. Heavy got down to 15 HP. Furia may be looking for the rest of that. Scope will surely be heard by Big Azera. Indeed, pre-fires there through the smoke. Nothing doing though.
Creep. Again, silence on the map. Reese, starting to run away, Snow. I'll really hear that too. And the pressure on A is really to sell this one again. But they know the CTs. paiN wrapping back around, but a couple players made it out to pool. They can't make it forward, so they're stuck. The nades are doing a great amount of work here for paiN. Sunfire's trying to do what he can. He's stuck as well. Everybody stuck in the mud. Really, really good stuff there from paiN. Almost giving a timing to their opponents, but coming back just at the right moment.
There's a few rounds now where Snow has been able to rotate with crucial utility. Again, he comes over with the molly. This time it goes towards pool. So he had the info, two players in pool, and that made life hellish for G2 trying to seize the sites. You can feel the tension. You could cut the air with a knife. So much opportunity for the initial map win here. A giant charge then from G2 because Zero will need a reload, but first he'll drop MATYS. Can he make it back to the site? Just about. 1 HP and a dream. He could be killed by a flashbang.
paiN have got a lot of good reads so far on the CT side. It is very hard to do. They are spreading back out a little bit. That HE kind of making two players heads kind of swiveled on that, and move back towards the B site. So many mind games with stuff like this. You know, you're throwing some util, and you know they've showed G2 that they're willing to fake with you know moves like that. So paiN just kind of have to guess. Smoke comes back in, and two players are isolated on the site to defend.
Because Zero's got a flash from the well position though, which comes through now and just forces them back a little. VSM can't get enough of a connection though. Because Zero looks to creep through the smoke maybe. Got a gamble somehow. NQZ running over with full utility against all these tagged players. The HE goes in the right direction. There could be problems yet for G2. There's a molly at the back. That position's already been abandoned. The HE needs to go as well. There goes one of them. Clock's ticking to find the other two now. Mobs with a great angle. And they just won't peek NQZ. Surely not going to find this in time. Oh, there's no time. I don't think he's got it. It's going to be a close one. He can't escape either way. Noble efforts. But well done by G2.
Yeah, they're making it really hard, starving the info game really effectively. And yeah, isolating the site. Effectively dead too. This was a nice attempt though. A little hop. But 13-13. All tied up again. We might as well be on MR50 again. Oh, this walk down mid. VSM, he's looking for a lot here. One player, they're lining up here for him. Oh my god, it's just devastation on T-Ramp. They didn't expect it. VSM with a multi-kill. And it's a 2 versus 4 suddenly. Malbs and Heavy God in trouble.
Hero play from VSM heading towards the 30 bomb. Really not a map they want to give up. One minute on the clock. NQZ ready, but not quick enough for Heavy God. Because Zero's got the info now. Heavy God needs to collect the bomb. Still a fair amount of time. He's got a very good chance of finding a 1v1. Precious few seconds. Surely the other guy's towards B. Needs to find this kill as soon as possible. Period goes deep though, and Snow comes out as paiN take a slight lead as we switch sides.
They were never expecting it. I mean, once you pepper in plays like that, it can be so pivotal. Another timeout coming here for G2. If G2 lose this map, James, how do you feel about their prospects in the series?
I'm comfortable with that. Mirage is their pick. paiN looking quite capable on Inferno, as they should be since they picked it. So I wouldn't be too concerned with paiN winning their pick in the first map of a series. That wouldn't concern me, because I think this one, again, I had strong opinions on the previous match. However, this one, I'm kind of in the middle. But it's great to see the South American teams rising to the challenge. The ones in this current part of the bracket. paiN looking. Nothing doing just yet. Big challenge at top banana. Relatively unscathed, even despite that fire. And again, these pop flashes are back again, but perhaps they're used to them. Perhaps they're ready for them this time. They were so effective for mobs in regulation. But now it seems paiN might have adjusted, looking to clear out the B bomb site, and they will do that with no response just yet from G2.
Yeah, what are you going to do? They're just running at you. And the round's over just like that. Just no response. And all the adjustment is for G2. It would be cool to see them, getting themselves, more banana control once again. And that maybe that would be helpful just to prevent. I mean, one of the reasons why it can be so useful to do is that if the T's are trying to take that position quickly, you can kind of shut it down. And, even if they aren't and they're trying to play slow, let's say, and they let you dump your util first so that they can kind of then dump their util afterwards and kind of get position, at least then, you still effectively slowed the round down. So there is some value in doing it, even if you end up losing banana control. Some paiN surviving with the AWP, crucial. Nice entries from Snow here. And Pyria as well. Clean round. Are we making some content, James? That camera.
Maybe we are. Hair commercial. paiN with 2 game points. Again, both these teams currently 2 for 1. This is a qualification match, if you will, for stage 2.
So we do have banana control for G2, but they are not very highly committed to it. Got mouths here, and we can get a retake, or rather, a refresh smoke there on the half wall. It's like Snow wants to go through that one.
Well,
good hold.
Defending banana as usual, over-delivering on this occasion, down to the USP. But look how trapped these T's are by the barrel. Less than ideal. They'll get there eventually. Pyria hoping that somebody makes a mistake, puts a foot wrong. But it seems G2 are happy to sit with 2 per site. 27 seconds. There may not be time to clear things quietly, but they will hold shift for now. Pyria moving through the apartments. paiN is ready to dispatch of the assailants. Looks like the first test will be passed by G2 as they try to defend against paiN's game points.
Just one more to get. And all of that coming from that banana control there. Malv's having a good defense. And I like how they didn't really overcommit to the banana control necessarily too. So from that point of view, there's not a lot of, let's say, value that paiN could get by, let's say, the CTs are over dumping util, because that can be a leak for the CTs that then kind of creates problems later in the round when they're not able to shut down choke points later, or they're not able to retake with retake util later as well. So G2 kind of using the bare minimum to get the job done, and I think it's a hard line to find, but they found it there in that round. Defense from Sampire. So I was a little bit worried because of how forward his position was, but he delivers the shots, and that's all you need to do at the end of the day. So here we go. paiN, can they take it over the line here and get to map 2? Mirage, G2's pick.
paiN not fancying the variants at the beginning of banana on this occasion. They will have to force the CTs away at some point, otherwise they'll have too much information. Alternatively, if they get a pick soon, which doesn't look likely with the position falling back on A. Then maybe there'd be a window. They seem to be holding steadfast for now. He's holding the util and a pop flash for Mulbs, who will stay by the sandbags on Banana. And with that, G2 will be comfortable holding 3 over towards A. So paiN currently on long. Again, Littlpa can always pick a timing to have a look towards top mid. But now we reach the 45-second mark. The util, for the most part, has been dumped on Banana. There's that pop flash. There's 0 util left on Banana, but they're still holding on the corner. Maybe feeling a little nervous about it. They'll have to fall back.
Good opener there for Sun. paiN. Challenge continues though. Nice entry. TZR moving rapidly. Trades everywhere. 2 versus 2. 2 players left here for paiN on the site to defend, but they are quite tagged up. No HEs, no incendiaries to dispatch them, but it will be MATYS and Malbs walking around. Double pit setup. Both CTs are coming as well. It's all about the trade game here. Who strikes first? He's come in. 2 in 1 position. Oldest trick in the book. Is it ever expected? NQZ now activated, and it is always a good trick. Even
again. paiN are 38% with 8 maps played on Mirage. It was 13-9. They lost to G2 at Collusion and Poker on Mirage. 13-1 versus the Mongols at the same event. 19-15 loss to Parry Vision at ESL Pro League, and a 13-9 win versus Passion UA. So we'll see which paiN turns up for Mirage on this occasion. The pistols will be out as they start on the CT side. Just the 1 pair of Julies, and paiN will have the P250, which you love to see, because extended ranges require a better tool for the job. And he will have it. Hunter offering grenades over towards the A-bomb site. The bomb left in the position in the apartments, however. So we'll see what the final plan is here. But the CTs are rotating over towards that A-bomb site. VSM wondering, moving up towards short as Heavy God starts to creep towards B. Jungle has been taken control of. That is a flying Mulbs who lands and drops one on VSM. So they have been completely outmaneuvered. This is a beautiful pistol round. I don't think it's easy to make this work as far as Jungle is concerned, but they have absolutely pulled paiN from pillar to post in round 1.
That's great, James. You should keep going. You don't even need me.
Are paiN going to keep going? I don't think there's much to keep going for in this situation. NQZ is a raid boss with Kevlar and the Julies, and Snow's got Kevlar as well. It might be they just want people to take damage. Only Heavy God has Kevlar in this situation. You could be happy with that. He can just leave now, honestly. It isn't worth dying here for another frag. Oh, okay. He could even get some more. Heavy God will not have perfect Kevlar, so he will have to spend that $1,000 if he wants a helmet.
Nice. Good job, James, in your solo casting efforts. Wait, now I'm doubtful that you can hear me. Not that anyone can hear me.
Oh, no, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you can? There's no response. I was confused. I was back before the game even started, or the map even started, but you were just like in the zone, so I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. I couldn't. I wasn't sure if your problem was solved, yes or not, so. Anyway, Hunter sending it into the B bomb site. G2 looking to continue on the promise of that previous round. I really enjoyed that pistol round. That was so nice. Well-organized squad. Jumping through the smoke was a risk that he was willing to take. Didn't work out on this occasion, but let's see if the remainder of G2 can close out the round.
There's the retake utility gone. Korea had the smoke. So it's a save is the prognosis now for paiN. And they're definitely heavy underdogs, I think, on this map. And I think for the rest of the series, most likely, heavy underdogs.
To paiN?
Yeah. G2 should, in theory, be able to kind of sweep from here on out. So if paiN are able to put up a really solid fight, I think they're going to be outperforming some expectations. But they are definitely a team that can do that. I mean, it's something that they've got the skill to do. So we'll see what they're able to cobble together. And I think one of the cool things about Mirage is that every team should, at this point in the game, be able to play it. You know, it's so everyone's so well versed on how the map works. But it's just pistols for paiN now on a save situation. And they may just have actually gamble stacked the correct site, James, because this is going to be a 5v5 on A.
I would agree with you that on Mirage and Overpass, paiN will be an underdog. We looked at the results on this map, but also on Overpass, they have not achieved double figures against people this year. Let's see if 2 pistols left. Maybe there's a world where VSM can connect something. No, 2 frags. Okay, so against Passion UA, 8 for 13. Aurora, 6 for 13. Astralis, 7 for 13. Those are their recent results on the deciding map. So, if it goes to Overpass, yeah, I think they're a dog in both these maps. So we're probably going to all 3, but nothing is guaranteed.
What kind of dog?
An underdog.
I thought you were going to say like a Chihuahua or something. That was actually what I thought you were going to say.
It's a breed of dog.
Nice
somewhere.
The Apartments player has been taken away. And mid is under attack. Big Azera looking to fight for it potentially. MATYS is coming. He's been spotted there by Big Azera. Takes the fight. Big Azera able to just run across the angle. Coming back a second time is fatal. And NKZ, who started off with first blood, is looking now back into connector. But the bomb is making its way through the B apartments. And that means likely a plant because he is undefended.
Yes, and paiN has been going back and forth in T-spawn, trying to figure out the right way to go. And surely that's going to encourage more attention on this A bomb site. Mobs just standing in connector. Not sure if it's quite passing ships in the Knights and paiN Imperia, who is quite far away. But is he close enough to hear this rotation? Ooh, Mobs is going in the wrong direction. Oh, just about hears him. He's lucky to be alive there. Loses the duel. St. Pius has to go quick now. Looking to clear the B bomb site. It might be a question of how many more frags he can get. This 1v3 is surely unlikely. Here's the sound cues. Oh, that's such a good angle for him to take. Finds the first one, looking for a transfer onto the second as well. He has no idea where the third is. Surely Period spotted him though. Surely he's been seen. This will be absolutely free. Indeed it will be. Period collecting the last one, racing off to defuse the bomb. That one was close.
Very close indeed. Have you decided which type of dog it is yet?
Underdog. It's a rare breed.
That is not a breed of dog, though.
It's an Australian dog. It's down under.
No, it's not. You're trolling me. I have the internet. I can verify.
I mean, I think it's worth checking. Is underdog a breed? I don't want that in my Google search.
No, it's not.
But you should check.
It's not a breed. So,
I made a terrible mistake.
Sure, like, you don't even know you're just praying it's true. Despicable behavior. And Cassie looking for a repeat action on the B apartments, but no opening pick for him this time. Some Pius on the AWPs posted up on that cat angle. The VSM might challenge it actually at a certain point. Depends on whether they want to find information paiN into middle. But the pace in mid is a lot slower, so I think this can serve to be somewhat of a trap. If the CTs do look for info, they can get punished with this T side setup. But paiN keeping it passive for now, and so now we're forcing G2 to move forward a little bit.
It's an impressive jiggle on the AWP and apps. I will not be trying that myself. 1 minute markers here. VSM still in control of that ladder area as we still have a lot of presence here from G2. Where are the lurkers is a question paiN will be asking. And QZ still has a reasonable angle in B apartments, which surely sends attention the way of A. Pop flash, and Snow sees no one towards the ramp. Does that make them wonder about B? NQZ's taken a more passive angle now on that B bomb site, so they don't have so much information. 25 seconds, and we still got 5 players for G2 lurking around the map. Collapsing on the A bomb site now. Snow doesn't really have the range with this MP9. All he can do is try to buy time for that rotation. NQZ still on the B bomb site, not heading towards short. He'll be heard by Hunter in jungle. I don't know if they can make their way back into this one. VSM trying to understand where all 5 players who are still standing are. There's only 3 of paiN remain. What is left for them in this round?
Yeah, not a lot by the looks of things. It's definitely a small win to be able to hold on to 3 weapons if they can do that, especially the AWP. But the AWP is not a given. I mean, Snow... Oh, sorry, it is NQZ on the AWP, so he's going to be safe. It's Snow that has the MP9, who actually could potentially get an upgrade, depending on how this engagement goes against Heavy God, who is moving through the apartments. But they may not even see each other. Yeah, looks like they won't. So, as expected, G2, just really just in the swing of things at the moment, not looking too troubled.
Where is the AWP is the question. Now it's been located. Of course, news gets old fast. Is he not rotating though? He's got a lot of work to do, he and VSM. These pistols are dangerous also. That's such a nice peek from MATYS. Waiting for an inevitable flashbang. While they try to smoke off the angle for the AWP, pistols will be able to make their way onto the bomb site and try to cause some more problems. Now, does NQZ risk losing this AWP? I'm not sure. 2 versus 3 is enough of an invitation to lose all that remains. No lurker towards top mid, no kit for the CTs. So what option do they go for?
Yeah, looks like they'll save. I mean, they have enough money to buy it in the next round, so there's always the question there, I suppose. But yeah, I think this is a sensible choice as well. You can't really fault them for making it. But the question is, what do they need to change to stop this from happening? Because just round after round, having to save their guns. Maybe it's the case they need to be a bit more aggressive on the mid timings. Try to find some early picks in mid, and then force the opponent to react to you. Great shots coming in from G2 so far.
Terrorists win.
Yeah, looking comfortable, looking confident. paiN have a good buy for this one. See what they could do with it. Gazira, well, actually, everybody apart from NQZ's had a quiet game so far for paiN. Reflected in the round wins as well. It's a good start though. Eliminating presence top mid and getting away with it. All 5 still standing.
Exactly what we're talking about. G2 might just have to play off the B apartments control. They don't really have anything else at this point. They can try to reset the map, come back out into mid. If they do that, you know, time will eventually be, I think, a concern. We might end up in a situation where, you know, they're having to plant with 10 seconds left if they decide to go for that option. Rehits onto the B sides. But just giving enough of a cut of noise that the opponents have to respect that they could be going A right now.
You can see them taking a little gamble with their estimation of if they've been flanked, if the CTs have taken forward positions. The answer is no, so they can abuse their numbers towards B, or at least try to. But the angles are good here for paiN. BSM holding an off angle, waiting for them to emerge, collecting two. That leaves some pass in the clutch. 30 seconds on the clock, caught with the molly. It will not allow any further action. That's an important round collected. There have been few thus far. But again, a good start to that round with the engagement in mid, going swimmingly. See right there, and collecting the rest afterwards. This was a nice 1-2 for VSM. I'm not sure if he knew anything about that second frag before it landed. There's still money for G2 for this round. But things will start to get difficult should they not be successful here. We could have a different look once we get to half-time, depending on how this round goes.
Yeah, trying to go back to that mid-aggression, but this time G2 have a full force of the team behind it, and they'll shut it down. So it's a really good spot for them now, 4 versus 3, to reset the map a little, and we'll see what they decide to do here. They've already got, of course, you know, Heavy God, who's over by palace. You can kind of use him as a lurk for a B play, or you can kind of rejoin him. They choose to rejoin forces. And NQZ does have the AWP ticket, but there is so much utility. There's so much utility at the 1 minute mark here for the T side. They can exec onto the A site and completely choke out NQZ.
Hard to have a hot, solid defense when you've got 2 bomb sites and only 3 people to defend it with. That'll certainly help, though. Perhaps that will slow them down. Bomb carrier moving up the ramp now. NQZ still taking pot shots. Snow punished, and there is time for G2 to wait for that frag. 3 versus 2. NQZ rotating his AWP towards jungle. There'll be 2 now. Furia takes his space up, but misses the swing. NQZ caught in no man's land in the open there by Hunter with an AWP of his own. And G2 are back to winning ways. We said that round was an important one. Regardless of who won it, to win by elimination, I think, finds the best advantage for G2. So we'll see what the situation looks like for paiN afterwards. Defense had a good start, but again, there was time to hold, and that pick onto Snow changed everything. All-round lead for G2. paiN have mustered a reasonable buy. I wonder if they will raise the aggression level early to mid-round in some of these final ones. We've seen an AWP posted up in B-apps. I've seen a pop flash play later over towards A. Fury will try to pick some good timing to slow things down. G2 currently in a holding pattern. ESM again moving around that ladder area as G2 cut noise. Will try to abuse their numbers. Mid laden with smokes. Zero dropped in connector as MATYS will look to take more liberties. And that pulls NQZ out of position. ESM drops on short. Leaves Pyria with much to do. Switching out for the AWP. He's got some angles on short. That's a really nice fast one from him. And there's more to do. The bomb carrier now spotted by that short pillar. But he can't finish off the job. Heavy got in the clutch. All his teammates have been lost. NQZ and Snow coming in from the shop. All the kitchen for the vintage players. Very nice damage. That'll make his life easier. Perhaps a clue as to where he might be for NQZ and Snow. Both with the rifles now, so they can trade frag. They don't have kits though. Perhaps there's one on the site, but they need to find this player quickly. And they'll find him quick enough. paiN will find a third. A very important third round here. Just slowing the advance. Getting scrappy now as the money starts to dwindle. Heavy losses for both sides. But the nades look better for paiN in round 10. AK for Snow. He's only got 2 frags so far. See if he can find more. Hunter and mobs with pistols. Good level of util for the riflers. Perhaps they'll be sending those pistol players into the B-bomb site or similar.
Good situation for the GT side right now. CTs are all spread out, so all they need is just one opening pick here towards Pyria. If he can play the delay game correctly, it also spells doom for the T side. So this initial action, there's so much weight to it. And now the move coming through. Pyria with the reposition. Flashbang. Pyria on the site, able to get that spray. And the defense is looking immaculate. There's no one that has managed to touch the ground, the sacred sands of the B site. And now Hunter will wrap around to try to make it the long way around. But yeah, this round has been a failure.
Yeah, these are key round wins for paiN as well. These are mega important to give them the space to build in the second half. And feel the tension. Closing the gap to 2 rounds now. Stress. It's a difficult game. My words, they'll be really catching up. G2 can afford nothing in round 11. Sacrificing one to try and win the other. We will be racing towards halftime then.
Go back to B. Can't test this Pyria guy. Pyria is very good at anchoring, holding these positions. Once again, he has been given the responsibility to look after the Palmers. Biggest area he's going to get is his knees are in trouble. He needs some knee pads.
Yeah,
you really can't buy that though in Counter-Strike.
You don't want to be giving up a kill versus the Glocks here. This is a disaster I really don't need to see today. Yes, taking some liberties in mid, but heading back to support his teammates. He's got no nades though, no mollies to go under the window. Pyria will see a number of players coming. But together, they will deal with the threat. Again, it's important they don't drop any cheap frags here because they don't have all the money in the world. I mean, one would be okay. There we go. paiN have brought things back. It was looking... Oh, it was looking like a compulsory map for G2. Like it might not be so competitive, but we're seeing a very different scenario as we head towards half-time.
You just can't put paiN down easily. You know, at the start of the half, it really did feel like G2 were probably going to have a very solid game of Mirage, but paiN are dangerous. And let's not forget, paiN are actually already a map up in this series against G2. They won Inferno in overtime. And if they could win here, I mean, they would qualify for stage 2. G2 would be then on the chopping block, playing against them elimination / qualification in their next game. So it's all to play for here on Mirage between these two. And off we go again. NKZ on the AWP. Gazera, again, this mid-aggression has been somewhat key in allowing paiN back into this Mirage game. Imperia on the AWP. The double AWP setup. And there we go. Big Gazera finds one. And it's a stereo situation. 2 kills. And that's a big problem right now for for G2.
Snow makes it even worse. Maybe the G2 fans will start to worry about this comeback, which will be the more difficult half for paiN as an underdog in this map of Mirage. Won't be long to find out, but this is going swimmingly for them as they recover at the end of the first half. All will be even from that 1-0 in maps.
What kind of dog are they now?
They're still a slight dog.
Maybe earlier they would have been Chihuahua, but now like maybe a Rottweiler or something.
It's a big jump. A lot of steroids. I mean, why don't we go with like
evolution.
a Dachshund or something?
Great Dane.
Sausage dog. And there it is. 6-6 at half-time. All to play for paiN. G2 have got some pressure coming their way.
Welcome back to the ESL Pro League. This is the B stream, and that's VSM on your screen. He's happy for more reasons than one right now. Not only are paiN a map up, but they managed to claw their way back to a very respectable first half scoreline here on Mirage, G2's pick. And they are threatening to put G2 in an elimination match tomorrow should they lose this, and they themselves would qualify. And getting it in such a way, a quick 2-0 against G2 would certainly be fantastic. So I'd be smiling as well. As we get into the second half here, James, paiN are certainly feeling it.
Well, have a look at these odds. They're a favorite. I mean, they're one map up and tied at half time. Of course, they're a favorite. It'd be very difficult to put the odds any different way. But let's see if they can deliver on the promise they have given to themselves. Holding for now. MATYS being real careful. Trying to get out of range of that Glock spam, and he will do exactly that. It's going to pull paiN a little further back from the B bomb site. So what is their read based on the CT's information?
So quiet here on Mirage now for the moment. Hunter's got the dualies. And I suspect Hunter's going to be isolated, so he's going to have to get his cowboy on. Does he even have the hats, the cowboy hats? Alves maybe first contact. Doesn't get that initial headshot. Now, so never mind. Hunter's dead. So Malves comes through the smoke. He's dead. And suddenly, paiN, they're off to the races.
Bomb has been planted.
Well, this is a tough one. Waiting for that CT player. However, he is one of three, and the other two might look to strike first. Heavy God taking a wide angle. He must know he's entertaining multiple. The CTs will come in from the back. NQZ's been dropped. It's a team kill as well. Not like this. Surely all of a sudden Slow's alone. And he gets smoked as well. Not the comeback we were expecting. Oh, that's going to be a frustrating one for paiN.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
That sucks. It's looking so good. But you know, if I've learned anything from the series, it's just not to count them out at any point. See what you can make of that. But yeah, look at that jumping headshot. Here he is, the jumping player is supposed to be the one that dies, and then his teammates trade him, but he gets the entry though. That's crazy. But yeah, G2 now up against the force buy. They did have to defuse the bomb, so kind of a dangerous force from the T side of paiN. Stopped by a Molotov for the moment, but they wish not to be stopped. They wish to continue, and continue they will. MATYS with the first one, giving Heavy got some space on the site to work with. It's going to be very hard here to break this defense from paiN. VSM is the only one that gets one of these defenders dealt with. Looking for more, but it's being shut down, and paiN, the shock and awe strategy or tactic into the B site is a failure, and that's an 8-6 scoreline now in favor of the G2 squad.
So far, so good for G2. Really good start for them now. With the bare pistols for paiN. Encouraging head starts in the second half of Mirage. And they'll be favored on Mirage and Overpass. So they're in a good spot now that they've survived the early test. But what if paiN win that pistol? Dramatically different situation that we might have on our hands. Not to be though. Ink is firmly dry. And so far, no damage in this round is better, even better for G2. Again, CT side, you want to pad that money. They're doing exactly that. 500 HP for now. Nicely done. Leaving NQZ as the last player to try and get those CTs to spend. And think about their first buy round in the meantime. You can see the bait coming to my favorite angle. MATYS says no, but still eats one anyway. And now NQZ looks to get busy, so he has managed to get some spending at the very least. That eco round is done.
Okay, so now we're going to get into interesting territory. paiN will have to win rounds the hard way against the buy on the CT side. I'm really curious what the complexion of their T side will look like here for paiN. Gonna see the opening smokes from them. Window smoke, cat smoke. 2 players cat here. Aggression from G2. Santa picks off Snow already. Traded though. And it's a 3v4 for the T side. That's not too bad. And that's even better. Big Azera equals it. 3 against 3 now. With a lot of time, 1.5 minutes to play with. And the walk into the B site now commences. And rejoining them will be Pyria also. So this is going to be a very nasty scenario. But that flash will announce the presence. Can they get a clean plant? Looks like they're going to be able to get it.
Yeah, G2 bunched together in mid for the time being. Heavy God looking for a lurker, even in the 3v3, and he's doing good to look for him, but wrong place, wrong time. That will hold some MATYS in mid as Pyria sneaks away, and he could catch Mobs here as well. The bomb's still not planted though. paiN are being maybe overly careful here, although Pyria is cleaning house for them. Again, maybe understanding the opportunity they have. A 2-0 would be immense for paiN. And they will not make a mistake if they can avoid it. Great work by Pyria on the lurk there to thin out the numbers. There's more spending they need to get the CTs doing. But that frag in the underpass from paiN right here was the tipping point, I think. Card started to fall for G2 after that.
It's interesting too, because for G2, they went aggressive on Catwalk. That is how paiN were able to get these picks, because G2 were wanting to fight. And I'm curious if G2 now in the future buy rounds, if they're going to just be a bit more passive and just create a scenario where paiN have to do more work to earn these fights and opportunities to get the picks that they need to get onto a bomb site, as opposed to just, giving them by trying to challenge mid in that way. So we'll see. We'll see what G2's interpretation is of this, but certainly gives paiN a really nice way back into this game of Mirage. See what they can do with it.
What's an elimination match? May I remind you, both these teams currently at 2-1 in ESL Pro League. Winner goes to stage 2.
Stage 2.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Just in case, Slow presence being made into the mid. And it is much more passive from G2 indeed. Oh, big is error. Getting Counter-Strike timing. Thanks. Looking away just the wrong moments. Malb's deep in apartments. And he's going to win the battle, actually. Pyria did seem quite cognizant of the possibility, but that's a big problem. That's the lurk gone. And that also makes the play that paiN are going to make, I think, much more obvious. So they're in a bit of trouble now with a minute to go. They either need to retake a position like mid, or they need to just cut noise and then hit one of the sites. So they're just going to rotate back in towards the A side of the map, knowing that Malb's just cleared this. So there is some risk that Malb's could still be hanging around, but if he's not here, maybe that's because G2 expect B, but they are well set up across the map.
Bomb carrier heads to Palace as well. Big Azera drops MATYS in mid. Oh dear. How do they solve this now with 20 seconds left? Snow surely relies on Big Azera, but he's made sound. They know he's there. There's nowhere else for him to go. 15 seconds with the bomb. Really tense stuff. Trying to abuse those numbers and give minimal warning to the CT side. On this occasion, it won't go in their favor. G2 are able to hold. 4 players alive is splendid for them as well. He's not smiling now.
They picked the wrong bomb site. But hey, it happens. Fast push now onto the A site, speeding up the pace dramatically. We haven't seen this just yet from them. Will it catch G2 off guard? They have 3 on the site to defend this. But it all just takes the right opening. This is a good trade. Now, one more on the side. It's Malbs in position. You got to be checking for this. He can create a lot of delay if he's allowed to, but he gets taken out. Great stuff there by Snow, but more work has to be done by the rest of the team as they come through Palace. It's very, very desperate now for Bigazera against 2 players. The bomb is not planted just yet. Minute to go, and he's going to exit the site immediately. Very fast thinking, but surely he'll be hurt by the top mid player. Yes, he was hurt by some paiN. That might just seal the deal here.
Oh, he's a goner. Although he could actually go underpass, but why would he? paiN's checking just in case. Very difficult angle to solve with Heavy God. Yeah. In the air. That'll be enough. G2 heading to that finish line now on their map of Mirage, their map pick. Wonder if paiN might be running out of steam towards the end. Only the 1 round in this half so far.
It's a tough one. We kind of go back to that point where the round that they did get, it was that round in which G2 decided to give them these fights in mid. And, you know, that's really helpful for T side that's not able to find the openings any other way. And that I think has been a story that's persisted. Don't give them the fights and you'll be fine.
Tough situation to be in for paiN now. They are very much hurting in round 19.
Yeah, they were looking for a timing through the B apps there. Can't blame them with mostly pistols. And again, the name of the game for G2 is just, you know, force them to commit really deep into disadvantageous positions and angles and then start the fights. But don't give them any fights before that point. And so they've got this really good coverage to play with, which it feels unassailable a lot of these positions for paiN.
I don't know how far they can get in a situation like this. Do they have enough tools? There will be trades. But the bomb still needs to make it to the site. Just rounding the corner on short. There was a moment with Hunter. But he didn't catch. Now that's a big pick from VSM. The other 2 have picked up AKs. Bigazera's naked. VSM's got Kevlar, but no helmet. A swing and a miss from St. Pius. And this is a little bit awkward. I don't know how the paiN have got this far. There are enough T's to cover all the angles. Hunter spotted. They will reposition. Bigazera's got to be real careful. And St. Pius has to run away. I can't believe paiN have won this round. How have they done that?
The old paiN magic, the vibes, the vibe magic.
Fumes and vibes.
fumes. They were fumigated.
Terrorists win.
Still in it to win it. Ooh.
See how wide he swings.
Yeah.
His job is to pull that crosshair away. He was standing for way longer than I expected him to be.
Yes.
But you know, that's your mission is to die there, but not die next to your teammate for an easy transfer, but create space for your teammate to force the issue, and then create more important space, further space for your team. But that is that will feel like a strange loss for G2, considering how many pistols are running around. That's not a small blip. That's a big blip.
Yeah, and especially given that they're not on the map point just yet, one away from that. So it does create a lot of danger. 3 in a row, and the game is tied. And we'll get a look on their economy in a second. But yeah, if they lose this round, paiN are in a great spot to take some momentum and tie up the game. So paiN have set themselves up to actually have a path to winning this map and qualifying. paiN drops Pyria instantly. The swing before the smoke has bloomed is problematic. They're able to find a kill back in their favor. As big as they're post up on the cap position. paiN also still looking, fishing in middle. And a 2-man push down to the T ramp on A is going to give all the information. This is bold by G2.
Yeah, it's a great time to try and shut down opportunity for paiN, and they may never see this coming. Holding position for now, not shy for a slow round, and this is a great time to abuse it. The MP9 at range, and Snow is eliminated. Bigazero will trade, but NQZ found some paiN at the same time. The B bomb site's open, the flanks are continuing. Does NQC expect it? Oh, his crosshairs in the perfect place. Gets his bell rung, but he remains standing. Bigazero's got to be careful now as he rotates over, and again, paiN. They lost a player so early, but they've managed to turn things around.
It's actually backfired.
Look what this does to G2's money.
I know. It's crazy. It's so insane how this backfired this round.
How?
A 2-man push all the way around. And they find the initial pick there, but then the A site is completely clear, like you say, and as well as the B site. And paiN find the empty spaces. Because once you also see that the 2 people push T ramp, you've got to push that palace position. Really well played by paiN to close this round down regardless of opportunities given. And oh man, this is upsetting for G2. This is a big problem, like you said, James.
Yeah, it's a really big problem. I think the plays they made were great. They had great presence of mind to turn up the heat. They got the early pick in mid. They sent 2 players through A. Had loads of info. That's crazy. You can't plan for that. That's a big swing moment in the rounds. I like how there's a lack of sloppiness there from NQZ. He's directing the AWP. His crosshair placement's fantastic. So he's ready for the quick scope immediately. He made no assumptions there. Some people might have their knife out to shift away faster or something, but not NQZ. And that's the big difference maker. If he drops there, we may see a different outcome to that round.
GT cause an upset themselves. This would be a crazy way for paiN to qualify. Not there yet, though. Not there yet. The flashes come in, and it is the angry mob, and they're looking to take all the weapons as well. Snow, he's got to get caught in the reload, and it's a 3v2 here with 2 AKs collected for the CTs. I don't have any Kevlar, but I mean, they can save these AKs if they want. They could try to go for some more damage. I don't know that that's the better of the 2 options, though.
Yeah, they've got.
They'll let the round go, but 2 AKs.
Yeah, that could be a difference maker. We saw, I mean, in the apartments in that previous round, NQZ got shot in the face with the M4, but it wasn't enough, and he had the space to just return fire, basically. But with the AKs, that could be the difference maker. round of small edges. That might be enough. So let's see. They look good to hold on to them. paiN clawing back. I did not see this coming. I mean, how could you, considering the rounds that they won? Bananas. But there's more to do to take it over the line here. I think this map, this way to do it would be a shock victory. And we want to see teams like paiN rise to that occasion. But there is absolutely more to be done here.
So close, our paiN. The crazy thing though is the nature of how they're winning the rounds. It's you can't really plan for it because two of the most important rounds that they've won have actually been opportunities that they've had because G2 is doing stuff. And so maybe it's the case that G2 need to do less here and less is more in that respect. You know, that maybe the right play is to not move against this team. Kind of a weird dynamic, but when we see paiN in these defaults, they get frozen out a lot by util, but they're just going to go for the hit.
Only 2 CTs here, the rest are very far away indeed. Needs to clear out the area around the smoke. That's a great shot from Heavygod. He somehow found 2. And he's given his team the advantage. Will they expect Hunter? Never mind, VSM ready. When it's time for that clutch mode, he will deliver. Rotation still coming from the remainder. Some Pius and Mobs. Smokes up by the window. paiN are being real careful. Oh, the pop-up from VSM. He's not going to give up on these advantages. So Pius now in a 1 versus 2 with smoke to give himself some space. If he hops out and looks to the right, he might be in for a nasty welcome from VSM, who is still 100 HP with his 2 frags. Kits collected. That molly might isolate some fights. Clock is ticking though. Trying to hide in plain sight. GSM is looking to leave the situation there, but absolutely ready to get that 3rd frag.
Yeah, he was just very sharp on that one. These B attacks, have been attempted in several rounds prior, and they haven't really worked out. paiN go for it, fully confident that it can still work, and it does. And they pick up a crucial round. We are tied now, James, 11-11, with advantage on the money to paiN.
I mean, if this is a 2-0, I don't think looking at the forums would be a good idea. But hey, I mean, paiN are, digging deep to claw back some of these rounds. Oh, this is a rough buy. Calculated risk. Heavygod has made sacrifice. He's got $400 in the bank. And Hunter has been smoked immediately. Lightning fast from NQZ. 19 frags for him. Tying with Heavygod now. And VSM smiling once again.
Again, the do-nothing strat might yield a result here for G2, but right now they're kind of in a tricky spot, having lost a player early. They don't have retake utility. Stacking one site seems to be a great answer, to be honest, to at the very least have the ability to bring some guns into the next round if this is not the site. paiN know they have to be careful. They really need to assess the situation as effectively as they can to not run into this stack. And they are looking at that B-bomb site. That's the right one. And again, G2 are just going to give it up. They're not in a position to do anything about this. They need to save the guns.
Wow, talk about dire straits. Does paiN dare post up with an angle? He's got the most important weapon. The paiN's slow approach may encourage them to get closer. It seems it's not worth the risk. They're going to get to match point. They're actually going to get to match point. I mean, G2 need the Kevlar they're carrying. They need everything. They can't risk losing anything here if they want to get more rifles and such. If they'll even have the money, MATYS probably will. And paiN could probably drop something. My word, this is going to be a dicey one. Opportunity knocks for paiN. If you're not tuned into the action and you look at the scores later on and you see paiN 2-0 G2, you might have to look twice. But you could argue it will be well earned.
Okay. Upgrade. Okay, well, they're going to lose a player. Okay, losses will now be kept at just 2 players, so that's acceptable for G2. But here we go. It's all on this one. Oh man, how did we get here? It really is quite surprising. Beautiful pick. paiN aren't easily conditioned to, like, it's hard to put fear in them, I feel like.
The jiggle there was mega punished, boy. Picked the wrong round. Double AWPs. Brazilian special. Probably a rifle, though, to be collected. Might be a spawn-based thing. Indeed, there is. I was never in doubt.
Utility already low for the CTs. It's a waiting game. Piri has been in many 1v1s against Malbs in the palace position, looking for the push again. Doesn't find it. Now starting to fall back, which kind of, I think, tells us quite a lot as to what the expectation is. He needs to also look after any of these pushes which have happened on T-Ramp. He's not going to rejoin the squad here, James.
I'm not sure if paiN hears that from short. That rotation. He's got an AWP in a short position. I was looking at the situation towards B. Heavy God used his smoke. Time is running down, though. So there's going to be one stab at this, wherever it chooses to be. Furia still in the apartments. In Palace, rather, sorry. They're really running this clock down. I mean, if one CT's in a sneaky position, this round gets utterly ruined. They're going to force Hunter away as they boost into the window. So late in the day, NQZ dropped, making their way into the A bomb site. The trades will continue. MATYS has a lot to do now. He's the only man on the site. Somehow he's found all three. I can't believe it. What in the blazes? How's he done that? There's no time to plant the bomb. That is such an overperformance. That's the risk you run. That's exactly what I said. That's the risk you run when you leave it down to the last second. One CT's in a sneaky place and your life is ruined.
Oh man, we're going to overtime again as well because of that. That's insane. Truly insane. The heroics here. Damn. Look at him go. 12-12 as we reset. And G2, I feel like it's interesting because it feels like G2 probably win this map most of the time. So they're going to get aggressive in middle, jumping out, getting that initial util there to slow the approach of the T side before settling back into default positions. Though Hunter does go down in mid window, so paiN, they've often converted these 5v4s fairly effectively. How many overtimes are we going to see on this stream?
Such a late round. Again, they cut noise for most of the round. It's a really slow process. got their 5-on-4. Mobs is deep on ramp. Does that send more CTs towards B? Because the lurker's on A. Oh, no one able to respond to that. Gave up a frag on the cheap there. They're able to respond to it. And I think that's a lot of people seen on the kill cam for Heavy God. MATYS disengaging. Now Mobs might have a part to play in this, but he's forced out into the open. Again, time starting to run low. Will anyone check for Mobs? 19 seconds. St. Pius has missed his shot. Now they know where both are. They can plant default. NQZ and Connector. How did G2 solve this one?
Good shot there from NQZ. Puts the pressure onto Malbs. It's giving absolutely nothing right now. NQZ finishes him off, switches out for the AK, and paiN close it down again. When they get these 5v4s, they seem to convert with a pretty high percentage, which is obviously a sign of a good T side. Obviously, that you need to be converting advantages, but going to be putting G2 in a tricky spot again. Timeout used immediately.
It's tough. I feel like these are T rounds of train where you give no info to the CTs. It's kind of scary as they don't know where you're going to be, where the numbers are going to be. Really late rounds from paiN. Another pot early from NQZ. Really punishing G2 when he's got a good spawn. Early 5-on-4 is so good. You can see how important NQZ is at the moment with that AWP battle sniper mode delivering. Okay, we've got Mobs. He's gone back to the ramp straight away. Pop flashed in by his teammates. Some early info for the CTs. Now, are they willing to play this pace that paiN enjoy, which is late and quiet? Or will they look for some aggression somewhere? Mobs is jiggling on the ramp for the time being with a smoke in his hand. AWP of St. Pius around Connector. As MATYS is dropped in that short position. It's going to force a rotation from Hunter. Oh, beautiful.
Connection onto St. Pius is crazy. Oh man, if they're good at converting 5v4s. Oh my god, it's just they're just getting dismantled here. You can't stop these guys. You can't stop them. Try, James. You won't be able to do it.
Those chain flashes in Connector, that was sick. Baited as AWPA with the first one. Happy behind the box, stands up fully each second one. Just run in and clean him out afterwards. That was really nice. It was subtle, but it was a slight change of pace from paiN in that round and brutally successful. Oh my God.
Another pick. Oh, opening picks for days. They were hard to find in regulation, but G2 are just offering them on a plate.
This is great. Like, look at the amount of rounds of late where Mobs has been looking for information towards ramp and hasn't had any challenge. All of a sudden, NQZ's there for the second pick of the round. 5 versus 2, minute 30 on the clock, now 20. The change of pace from paiN is, oh, it is sweet. And G2, I mean, what can you do here? They've just conditioned you one way for so many rounds. And just turn up the heat just a little bit, then everybody's getting fried.
It's absolutely wild. G2 are going to have to win every round on the second half to do something about this. Crazy. 15-12 at the end of the first half of overtime. paiN almost qualified. A 2-0 against G2. Unbelievable. The very fact that they got to 11 rounds in regulation seemed incredibly unlikely, but they did it, and now they look like the better team in this series. G2 can't connect the shots, and the confidence is building for the Brazilian lineup.
Oh, someone's
Big moves.
gone missing. Toilet break, perhaps. All right, then. When paiN didn't take it over the line, naturally, I think you think, oh, okay, that's their best chance. They're screwed now. G2 are going to win. It's going to go to a third map. Apparently not. Apparently not. But again, it's rare to have these moments where you have that underdog and they're putting the work in. That moment where they may reach that surprise. A 2-0 here. Again, the statistics on paper, the history doesn't suggest this. However, there is much opportunity ahead of paiN right now. 3 match points on G2's pick of Mirage. Great tweaks in overtime on their T side, but brutal for G2.
Yeah, it is certainly very brutal. They got to reset mentally a lot, but I think there does come an issue in a series like this where the other team starts just steamrolling you. The only thing is that now we're switching the sides, so that does kind of shift that dynamic slightly. Where before you got paiN just with the super confident peaks, getting those entries. Now paiN are they less inclined or incentivized to do that because now they're on the CT side. So you don't want the risk calculus is a little bit different. So we'll see if that has an impact and allows G2 to maybe get some confidence. But the only issue, they can't put a foot wrong here. So here we go. paiN, 1 round, that's all they need. And they have qualified into stage 2. Crazy.
In other news, Liquid absolutely annihilated MATYS on Anubis 13-3, which I'm definitely going to watch later, considering what MATYS have been doing to other teams on Anubis. That was a very curious matchup. But back to this one. 3 match points for paiN. Over to the CT side now. G2 can make no errors. Kazira loves being a nuisance in his mid position. This is a very common play for him to do with the smoke up on the stairs. And there is another one which may thwart the time of his opponents. You've got to be careful. Even if you're top mid, how do you deal with that? Because he will have support. You can see VSM is looking to catch, but Molbs is always ready for a 1v1.
Well, this is the conversion that was going so well for paiN when they were on the T side, the 5v4. We'll see if G2 can do it as well. NQZ is still posted on ticket, so the 2 players that we can see there, MATYS and Heavy God, might be some opportunity hit there for him if they do hit the A site, which seems like all the intentions are there. Because they're an important hold here. Huge kill to get. NQZ wins his battle as well from ticket on the players trying to gain space from ramp, but they are getting stuck now.
23 seconds to plant the bomb. Pressure is on Liquid. NQZ's got a great angle on connector. How long can he hold it for? That's a great flick from him. The last 2 by the ramp and Tetris with the bomb. 12 seconds and they're trying to clear out the stairs area. And then there was 6 seconds. He has to commit to the bomb plant. There's no other way unless he dare fake and Snow peeks. That's not going to be the case, though. Snow by the stairs. Does some paiS have an idea as to where he could be? He gets his bell rung and then some. I can't believe it. They've actually done it. paiN 2-0 Liquid. That's a monstrous victory for the squad.
Wow. For a second after Snow got that kill, I think he didn't even realize